Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live on the Know Thyself Revolution Facebook group. It is the 6th of May, year 2026. I hope everyone is doing well. My apologies. We are late by 8 minutes. I had to reboot my laptop, plus I had a disaster happen in my closet right before this live cast, so I had to rectify that before I joined. So everything's okay. Everything's arranged. Let me start to welcome our panel today. It seems like Lakshmi and Francesca are color coordinated, like in darker colors. So good evening, Lakshmi. Lakshmi is part of a core group of meditators, and she actually leads workshops on mantra chanting. She has a meditation group that is hosted every Tuesday. If anybody's interested in mantra chanting and meditation, really heals the soul. So please join Lakshmi. And she also has a talk that she hosts once a month on Sunday.
And I also have a spiritual discussion group every Sunday morning at 8:30.
Okay.
So if anyone is interested.
Is that 8:30 Pacific or?
Pacific, 8:30 Pacific.
Okay, fantastic. So anybody who's wanting to join, please join Lakshmi.
Yeah.
And then we have Francesca here, who has been on a panel. She has been taking the Teacher of Presence course with Eckhart. So welcome, Francesca. Welcome back after a little while. You had a hiatus. And then Wyatt is here. Wyatt has been joining us on the panel for the past few months. Let me look at the question. This comes, so I've been taking, I don't know, I think Francesca kind of like inspired me to take courses with Eckhart, any online courses that Eckhart has been offering. So this Q&A comes from Eckhart.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Take
care, sir.
Take care.
All the best.
You too.
White, I'm going to put you on mute so we get clear audio. As part of the course, so this course is on Dark Night of the Soul. Like Eckhart is coaching us on, like anybody going through the Dark Night of the Soul, what can they do, right? So this person asked, I've been in the Dark Night of the Soul for 19 years. So Lakshmi, if you want to speak to it, I've been in the Dark Night of the Soul for 19 years. I've had losses, loss of career, loss of relationship. I have multiple sclerosis. Is the Dark Night of the Soul my permanent home, or is there love and light at the other end? That's what this person asked.
The question is,
The question is, am I doomed to be in this Dark Night of the Soul for the rest of my life, or is there love and light at the other end?
Yeah, first of all, I'm deeply sorry for all the, suffering that you are going through and have gone through. But every loss there is trying to teach us to wake up to the essence of the true essence of who you are. Yes, your body is suffering because of multiple sclerosis. There is no doubt about it. And sometimes when the body is suffering, it is tough to keep our spirits up. So I feel for you, but at the same time, you are not doomed for the rest of your life. Certainly, there is light at the end of the tunnel, because I have seen and heard so many stories of people who have had terrible, terrible childhood and suffering that is just beyond any human imagination. But they all, having gone through the dark night of the soul, have realized that the true essence in them, the divine essence, which is the formless essence, never gets attached to any of the suffering. The suffering can be referred to as like a cloud in the sky. No cloud can get attached to the sky. The cloud may be very heavy, ready to rain. All you can see is just clouds and no sky. But beyond those gray skies, there is that infinite sky which has no beginning or end, and no sky is attached to the cloud, no matter how heavy it is. And it is the same with all of us. The divine essence is just a watcher. It is a witness consciousness. It is never attached to all the suffering that you are going through and have gone through, whether it is the loss of the job or loss of relationship or loss of health. Everything is trying to wake you up to become closer and closer to the divine within. Unfortunately, I wish there was a way that we could wake up without going through all the suffering. We could wake up through joy, but this is what the human experience is, and we all sign up for it. Everybody on this earth going through this earth school have individualized curriculum, and I cannot copy your curriculum, you cannot copy mine, but only through the challenges that you face in your life, you come to realize that life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. There is just so much difference in that one sentence. When you say that life is happening to me, you become a victim of the loss of the job, loss of relationship, loss of health. But when you say life happens for me, you are willing to learn the lesson that all these challenges are offering to you. I know for sure you are going through a lot of suffering because of multiple sclerosis, but there might be moments where you can feel um, no suffering. At that time, connect to a tree, connect to the sky, and try to be in the present moment as much as you can, because presence is the only way you can connect to the deeper divine, and presence is the only way you can love yourself. I'm sure through all of these life challenges, the lesson was for you to love yourself deeper and deeper, to know that self-love. And how do you love yourself is to stay rooted in the present moment, not go to the past of what has happened to you, or the anxiety of the future, because both those states are something that you really cannot go and change anything. Present moment is the only moment you will ever have, and present moment is the only way you can connect to the divine within. And the more you can connect to the divine within by staying rooted, whether it is drinking a cup of coffee or drinking water or taking shower, just remind yourself at this moment, I am not going to entertain any thought other than just enjoying this cup of tea. Because say you are holding that cup of tea, where did the water come from? The water obviously came in the form of rain. And where did that tea leaves come from? Those tea leaves are attached to the earth, and the nourishment as in the form of rain came from up above. So and there are butterflies, bees, everything, and there are, so in that cup of tea you have cloud, sun, sky, you have everything in that cup of tea. So you can just feel that universe in that cup of tea and not think of anything else that has happened to you, and enjoy that cup of tea, maybe for a minute or two, but that is going to be so helpful, because everything builds up. The victim in you got built up all these years because we entertained the victim not knowing any better. But now we have to change that network, because what wires fires. So the neurons that wire together fire together. So you have all those neuronal network in you which is firing constantly that I am this sufferer. I am, I went through this job loss, I went through the loss of relationship, now I'm going through the loss of my health. So this is all the neuronal network pattern that you have trained over the years, but it all can change, completely can be rewired the minute you come to the present moment and not think about what has happened to you. So try by staying rooted more and more in the present moment and try doing meditations, any meditations of Joe Dispenza or any other teacher for that matter that you can connect to. Eckhart, I love all Eckhart's teaching. He's so good at waking you up and making you stay grounded in the present moment. So I hope your connectivity with present moment increases so much that you can see that light constantly. So wishing you all the best. Thank you. Can't hear you.
Always sweet and precious. Thank you so much, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Eternally grateful, infinite gratitude for your
Thank-
insights. I love the fact that you pointed them back to their victim identity. I think even Eckhart may have responded the same way, that there is something your thoughts are telling you about who you are, right? That's the victim identity. And then we are tied into that identity, and that identity becomes like, so my experience since childhood has been, if we have enough awareness, as we are suffering, some kind of help is offered, right? So I remember even as a child, like I didn't break open until I went through a huge financial loss.
Yeah.
I didn't break open until then, but I know. So my dad was a huge follower of Maharishi Mahesh, the same teacher that taught Dr. Deepak Chopra, right? So he was already trying to teach me meditation. But my ego, like I was so influenced by my mother, and she would always say all this meditation and everything is like useless activity.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't follow what my dad was saying. So already what I feel is the universe is giving us pointers if we are open to listen to it. So it doesn't have to be 19 years of suffering. Right? During those 19 years, different pointers would have been offered. Eventually, like we have to realize like that if this person eventually came to Eckhart's teachings, that is a great pointer.
Yeah.
What I feel is like you know how a blind person, I remember there was one old man, he was saying that if he ever got blind, right, at 90 years or 95 years of age, what he would do is he would tie a rope from his back door to this garden and know how to get to the garden, like count the steps. Like if he got blinded, right? Like if he lost all health and got blind, he was so interested in working in his garden that he would use that rope to kind of like guide him into the garden so that he could, even at 95 or even if at 100 years of age, and he was already 89 or something when he was speaking of that he could reach the garden and work in the garden, right? So we have to use, like, we have to have enough awareness in our suffering. Yeah, we are suffering some kind of physical, like we are having psychological and physical loss, right? That multiple sclerosis, I think the person goes through a lot of physical pain. So, yeah, they're experiencing pain, but there is some pointer. And when you get that rope, like if you got Eckhart's teachings, I would say dive into the teachings and learn it inside out, like make it like your mission in life to spend like 5-6 hours a day or 8 hours a day to know the teachings inside out and embrace the teachings, like take some more courses. Like you've taken this Dark Night of the Soul, take the Teacher of Presence course, take some other course, so that you kind of know that the only pointer Eckhart is giving is exactly what you said, Lakshmi, is it's presence.
Yeah.
Presence is the key.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in all his courses, like whether Francesca has taken the Conscious Manifestation course, whether it is Conscious Manifestation course, or whether it is Teacher of Presence, or whether it is Dark Night of the Soul, Eckhart over and over and over again brings up his example of going through his cancer diagnosis 2 years back, where he had colon cancer. And all he says is he gave himself radiation treatment himself, which is he flooded his body with light, right? Like being in so total presence for 7-8 hours a day. Like he shut down everything for the 2 or 3 weeks that he went through the operation and healing himself of the cancer. And he said when he went back to the doctor after his operation, they said it has not what is it called? Metastasized?
Yeah.
It hasn't metastasized. And
Yeah.
thank you for correcting me. And that he's cured of the cancer, right? So that is what is required. That high energy, high vibrational energy is required to heal ourselves. The other thing I feel is whenever we are experiencing pain, like we get fibromyalgia or multiple sclerosis, I feel we are kind of punishing ourselves. You know, when we're causing pain in the body, we are stuck in energy center 2, which is like 2 and 3 are guilt, right? Guilt and shame, because we are so guilty that we want to punish ourselves. And so psychologically, at the metaphysical level, we are causing pain. Ian Van Zandt has said that, Carolyn Mays has said that whenever we feel guilt, the cause of the guilt is we cause ourselves pain. Like if you have a pain in the body, then that is it, that we are guilty. So another offering would be get into Dr. Joe's teachings, because Dr. Joe teaches us to get out of those energy centers 1, 2, and 3, which is energy center 1 is like Lakshmi was saying, right? Like it's towards the earth. We are into materiality. Energy center 2 is where the guilt, shame, blame is stored. 3, I think, is anger. Like if you're fearful in anger. So we have to convert all that to 4, 5, and 6. 4 is where it's our heart. And that's when you convert that energy. So Dr. Joe has like a breath work, and I cannot teach Dr. Joe's teachings. Dr. Joe himself is the best person to teach his own teachings. He always says, don't teach my teachings. I can only kind of like give little pointers that there's a breath work with Dr. Joe's teachings. There's a meditation that the breath work allows us to move those emotions from 1, 2, 3 over to 4, 5, and 6, and actually break our pineal gland. The other thing that came to my mind is most humans on this earth, I feel, no longer have that energy field. The pineal gland is so ossified that they cannot grab all the guidance from their spirit guides, or there's always spirit guides available, but they're not grabbing the intelligence that is coming to them, right? So again, that breath work is supposed to help them. The Blessings of the Energy Center meditation by Dr. Joe Dispenza is supposed to help us like get into that move from energy center 1, 2, and 3 into our heart. It's like
Mhm.
all about heart opening, right? So
Mhm.
that's those are the few things that came to my mind.
Yeah.
So let me see what Francesca has to say. Thank you, Lakshmi. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Francesca, and I'm going to look while Francesca is speaking. I'm going to look what Louise L. Hayes says about multiple sclerosis. Go ahead, Francesca.
Okay, hi, beautiful beings.
Good evening.
Good evening. So when I read this question, I hear a story, you know, and both Poonam and Lakshmi, you know, shared profoundly all the different aspects of healing and what is necessary in order to assist you in moving through the story or allowing the stories to move through you, because, you know, it is the nature of our mind to become identified with our stories, especially when those stories emotionally impacts us in ways that, you know, we feel that deep sense of loss, right? And I'm going to focus only on loss because that's your, you know, that seemed to be the highlight. That's the underlying frequency of your story. You've lost, you know, jobs, you've lost relationships and so forth. And what I'm sensing is the losses are here to teach you something about yourself. They're here to guide you. Okay, when we, you know, every loss is actually a gain. However, it is up to us to be able to become so aware, well, to be so aware, you know, and connect so deeply with, you know, the feelings that's arising as a result of that loss, right? For us to connect with it, to be fully present with it. And from that depth of presence, we'll be able to discover, essentially, it leads to the essence of who we truly are, right? So rather than clinging to external formation, like these external relationships and jobs and all of, you know, this leads to clinging, you know, this also includes clinging to thingness, is what I call thingness, kind of categorizes everything, right? What universe is here to teach you, or what these, you know, experiences is here to teach you, it's here to remind you to connect with yourself, you know, with the being, the beautiful being that you are, the essence of who you truly are. And I personally recommend Eckhart's teachings because he has the most powerful teachings when it comes to connecting with our true essence in relation to connecting through our inner bodies. Okay, and the most powerful and profound depths, because for when the body is struggling with disease, it doesn't matter which disease it is, or, you know, it's disease, like Deepak Chopra normally says, you know, it's when the mind and body, you know, it's out of alignment, right? It's out of harmony, and this is the body asking for attention. So, you know, it starts with the little things, and then it becomes bigger and bigger the longer we ignore it, right? And we're not ignoring it, you know, on purpose. You know, universe doesn't you know, none of it does not, it doesn't speak English. It's not like we're ignoring it on purpose. It's the fact that we were thought to, you know, negotiate our body and how we're feeling away, right? And put something else ahead of that, you know, whether it's a relationship in the external world, or, you know, our jobs and all these external realities. We were thought to, you know, focus our attention, give our attention and our energy to those external entities, rather than, you know, in the process, we forget ourselves, our connectivity with our inner bodies. And so, you know, these experiences are here to teach us, and it's really important to recognize, you know, part of that teaching, part of the wisdom that will come through for you as you continue to dive into your own inner work journey, from your head to your heart. Basically from your head, meaning from the mind and all of the formations and the story making and the meaning making, right? Because the meaning making just keeps you anchored into that victim state of consciousness, right? and it will continue to feed, you know, like Ouroboros, it's in there, it'll feed on these stories and you know, until you become frustrated or until, you know, until you choose. So here is the beautiful thing. You have choice. So I will say, no, you won't be in, you know, the dark night of the soul. It's just a state. I say it's a phase in the journey. You know, it happens to all of us multiple times, you know, depending on our circumstance and our conditioning in relation to the experiences and the imprints that the residue, I should say, of the imprints that those experiences leave behind, right? And we carry it forward, right? We carry it forward. And because we're carrying it, these frequencies, we unconsciously show up from those frequencies, right? And when we show up, the mind doesn't go, well, after training, the mind eventually does, you know, we awareness does help us to recognize, right? But prior to that, when we're in that victim state of consciousness, the mind doesn't say, oh, hey, Francesca, you know, you're unconscious. This is not what you're supposed to, it doesn't work like that, right? You know, so it is up to us through, you know, the various form of meditative awareness to recognize, right? To question, right? To recognize what's arising for me here and now, right? Why, you know, loss is a great example, right? You've lost relationships. Well, how have you lost that depth of relationship and connectivity to yourself, your inner body, your true essence? That's where you start when it comes to loss, because that loss is interconnected to all the other loss, because all the other losses, whether it's a job or any other loss, it's all relationship, right? It all falls under relationship. So how, you know, and the body is screaming, right? But pain is the body's way of communicating that it needs attention. And believe me, it's, you know, I'm an example of that. Like when I have chest pain, you know, I've had my heart surgeries and everything, and I'm still high risk for death, for heart attacks. You know, I still have angina, and the doctors are puzzled. They're like, you know, we don't understand, Francesca, you know, because most people when they get heart surgeries and stuff, you know, these certain symptoms, you know, they kind of go away. But in my case, it didn't, right? And every time I experienced chest pain from my practice, first I learned how to connect to my inner body using Eckhart's teachings, okay? His inner body meditations, they're extreme, they're profound, they are beautiful, they're powerful. And every time, if I experience angina, like any sort of chest pain, I drop everything. And this is my habit, everything that I'm doing, it doesn't matter. Nothing is more important than my connectivity, presence with myself, with my being. And I take a deep breath and I allow my attention to go into my inner body, and I start to feel as I breathe, you know, my inner body. I go to my chest, I go to my, you know, below my belly button, and I sit with my body. Okay, and I just breathe with it. You don't even have to say anything. Sometimes I talk to it, you know, if I know, if I'm aware that I've been pushing myself, and it's like, okay, the body's saying, hey, Francesca, you know, that's it, you've done too much today, you know, it's time to just, you know, I need rest, I need your attention, you're no longer present, you've become the mind, you're now, you know, in the mind. And you know, one of my greatest discovery recently from Eckhart is, thanks to Eckhart actually, is how my own mind, my own charisma hooks my mind into this, oh my God, excitement. And there I go, right? And guess what? My heart is like my nervous system, actually, I should say, right? It was programmed to a stress response. And so even if I feel excitement, it thinks it's stress. So it doesn't matter if I feel excitement because it's the greatest thing that's happening in my life today, or if I feel calm, or it doesn't matter what I feel. The way my nervous system is programmed, that's the way my body experiences that feeling. And that's what happens to all of us, right? And so, you know, the key I'm discovering personally, and this is why I've been taking a lot of hiatus, a lot of time off. It's because I am spending a lot of time with my breath, with my inner body, with my presence. Sometimes I wake up to Eckhart's teachings. If I'm listening to something, I've cut off most of my social media, everything, because that's just noise. And I'm using this gift of time. And I highly recommend to become fully present. My God, there's so much magic that's happening. It's at the point where I don't even want to talk anymore sometimes because really it gets to a point where there is nothing to speak, nothing, just absolutely nothing. And the physical body has taught me from my own suffering that this is where it's at. And one of the greatest practices is, I accepted it. Okay, so I could go out tomorrow. It might happen in my sleep. It could happen anytime. And it doesn't matter, because what matters to me more is being here now, understanding this, like, and being really being here now. Like, my God, if we were taught every time something negative happened, or every time we experience suffering, it is our greatest opportunity for awakening, like way back, when I was young, and that's what the school system and stuff teachers had taught us, life would be so different, right? It's I had my share, of being in that victim consciousness. It was my story. And what I've learned is, because of my suffering, because of my greatest suffering. In fact, I am so eternally grateful for all of my suffering. Had it not been for that suffering, I wouldn't be here now. And that's the key, and that's the teaching of that. That's the gift, the gold in all of it, the golden thread of wisdom that resides within your experiences. It's waiting for you to go sit with it, breathe with it, allow your full attention to be with it, just be present with it. And you don't have to ask it anything, you don't have to say anything. But if you feel guided to, which is where the pearl comes in, then you can ask it, why are you feeling this way? Where have I, you know perhaps, like, where have I forgotten you? Where are you, beautiful being? Where are you? And actually, on YouTube, there's this little beautiful video. One of my first teachers, who I call it into stream entry, when I started my Buddhism work, or during my inner work, she sent me this beautiful video on YouTube. It's called "Where Are You, Little Girl?" It's like, where are you, in the most beautiful voice. I don't even have the voice. Where are you, little girl? Right? So where are you, beautiful being of love and light? There is light. You have to choose it. And you choose it the moment you decide to use this suffering that you're experiencing as a tool for your awakening, right? As a tool to teach you. The universe is literally trying to teach you what your mind is currently cannot see, because it's in meaning making, story making, identity, and all of these different formations. And for Eckhart's teachings, one of the greatest practices for inner body connectivity and really building up a daily practice of, meditation, and because everything is pattern, right? Our behaviors, their frequencies and patterns, right? And to reprogram that, one of the greatest tools that I've used of his is doorways into presence. Practice everything that's in doorway into presence. It has the inner body meditation, like Poonam was saying. Teacher of presence, my God, my God. Oh my God, I am still, I am still. integrating and soaking that in. And yeah, we finished quite a while back, but my God, so much opens up. It's the, you know, it's like the Buddha of all the teachings. I don't even have a word for it because so many changes have happened, so many shifts are happening. Yeah, presence is the key. So no, you won't be in suffering forever. You get to choose. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, Francesca. Incredibly amazing, both of you. And I think you all like reflected so much gratitude, reflected off of each other and kind of reinforced each other's insights and wisdom. That's what I saw, because Lakshmi said the same thing about you need to go deeper
and
into
the yummy
presence.
cup of tea.
Yummy cup of tea.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I love that tea you made.
Right. And one of the teachings in the Dark Night of the Soul, that is what Eckhart says, like in the beginning, learn to be present, like bring yourself to the present, like exactly what you're doing, like whether you're brushing your teeth, get into, like your mind has taken you over so much that you need to constantly say, where am I? I'm brushing my teeth. And let me feel the toothbrush against my teeth, and let me feel the mintiness of the toothpaste. Let me feel like when I'm flossing, let me experience the floss. Like my initial, and I think I've stated this before, my way of coming into presence is putting Eckhart's talk. And if I were to miss a word in Eckhart's talk, I would know that, okay, that means I lost presence, and I would rewind it and replay it. And again, when I lost a word, I would rewind it, replay it. And as time goes on, the number of times I had to rewind became less and less and less. That means my attention, I knew my attention was improving. And to the inner body, Dr. Joe Dispenza actually has a meditation called Body Electric. For whatever reason, Vidya, when we joined group meditation, she said that she's loving Body Electric recently. So this past weekend, I did it twice. And it is exactly that, Francesca. Like I was doing a lot of chores, like I was cleaning my bathroom and like deep cleaning my bathroom and then cleaning my pantry. Like the whole weekend was a lot of physical activity. So it's a lying down meditation, and you go like part by part, like you go from energy center 1 down your thighs, down your knees, down your shin, down your calves, down all the way to your toes. And then you come back. Then you go to your belly button energy center number 2, and then you're feeling your flanks, you're feeling your lower back, and then going all the way down completely. Again, then you go to energy center number 3, then from the center of your down below your diaphragm, you're going all the way down into your body, right? And there's a breath work. He
Try
does
that
it
again.
he does an inhale out, exhale, inhale, exhale, and you can feel the CO2 like kind of balancing out, oxygen and CO2 balancing out in your breath. So before we go to Wyatt, I wanted to tell y'all, so I kind of like said, right, because of the pain, it is some kind of guilt and shame. But here's what multiple sclerosis, what Louise L. Hay says, at the metaphysical level, it is mental hardness, hard-heartedness, iron will, inflexibility, and fear. So it is energy center number 3. They're stuck in fear. Right? And she says there's an affirmation: by choosing loving, joyous thoughts, I create a loving, joyous world. I am safe, I'm free. So if they were to write that affirmation over and over again, And affirmations in the conscious manifestation course, even Eckhart talks about a lot of affirmations. Like he says, with every breath I take, I'm healing my body. With every breath I take, I'm healing my body. My
I
body
still
is
have those on my fridge. Yeah.
yeah. Or he says, my body is a temple of the living God made of radiant light. My body is a temple of the living God made of radiant light. I am light, right? So as we the other affirmation that he gave, which I absolutely love, is let me. At the center of, I'm going to close my, at the center of my being, at the center of my being, I perceive living, what is it? Deathless, something. I perceive limitless, deathless, something. A deathless spirit. And that moves through, and it manifests through my body and into my affairs. So even that affirmation, I'll look up the affirmation and post it on the Facebook group. At the center of my being, I perceive limitless, deathless, ageless spirit. Ageless spirit. Yeah. At the center of my being, I perceive. Just think. At the center of my being. At the center of my being, I perceive limitless, deathless, ageless spirit. The spirit manifests itself in my body and in my affairs. What more do we need? Right? At the center of my being, and he says U.S. Anderson wrote like a book, 3 Magic Words. And in there, the affirmations are there in that 3 magic words. So there are a lot of affirmations that you can write your affirmation, like write it very slowly, record the affirmation. Like if you want to say, my body is a temple of the living God made of radiant light. My body is a temple. So one of the things I'm trying to heal as well is I have some issue with my calf muscles. I've realized, I finally came to the conclusion it has to do with I'm lacking protein and I need, what do you call it? A supplement called MSM, which is gives some kind of, it helps with muscles, oxidative stress. So I need that supplement from Vimergy. Like the moment I started that supplement, it alleviated my pain. So I'm trying to heal, but I use those affirmations. Like I say, my body is a temple of the living God made of radiant light. My body is a temple of the living God. With every breath that I take, I'm healing my body. With that, let me go to Wyatt.
So I just
ahead.
want to say one little thing, because long ago I saw this lady on Facebook. She said she sings this song to herself constantly. I am not much of a singer, but it has a very catchy tune. It says, every little cell in my body is happy, every little cell in my body is well. I'm so happy, every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so happy, every little cell in my body is happy and well. And you keep singing that to yourself. And yeah.
What else do you need? The more you affirm to yourself,
Yeah.
right? The more you heal.
In a
right?
joyous way. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Sweet. Honey sweet. So it's like the most profound statement that Dr. Joe makes out of his own healing. He says, the power that made the body heals the body. So it's not the doctors. Yeah, you may think the medication that you're getting or this thing. If you don't trust that the power that made the body heals the body, you will never heal. So you have to trust. And that's what all Francesca's inner body pointer and Lakshmi's presence pointer is saying, that you go into your body and you're so connected with your inner being that inner beingness heals you of that multiple sclerosis. With that, I will also say there are quite a few people with Dr. Joe Dispenza's, who have attended Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreats that have spontaneously healed multiple sclerosis. Like it's been have a good evening, Lakshmi. I know you want to go to that
Yoga.
session.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I've started joining it too. Happy Mother's Day, Lakshmi, if I don't
Yes,
see you on
happy
Friday.
Mother's Day.
Happy
Thank
Mother's
you,
Day,
thank
Lakshmi.
Thank you. Same
you.
here. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy
you, thank you,
Mother's
thank
Many,
you.
many
Happy
blessings.
Mother's Day.
Much love. Okay, Wyatt, over to
Okay,
you. Go ahead.
thank you. The thing, my huge takeaway from tonight's call is about moving energy from one center to another. This is something I want to get good at. Oh, and I took your direction and I downloaded Dr. Joe's 8 energy centers. Wow, really something special. So that's pretty much it. A couple of days from now, when I'm on Friday's call, I'm going to bring my my older sister back to her house that I gave her Friday before the call, early
Okay.
Friday afternoon.
Okay.
And tonight's call was also a great courtesy reminder to me that people are going to be the reflection of the energy I bring to standing in front of the mirror they're holding. So I'll just keep love and light, and I'll be it, not by thinking it, but just by an action of faith. And everything will work itself out.
Awesome. Wishing
Thank
her
you.
a speedy recovery, Wyatt. I would strongly recommend Dr. Joe has this thing called remote coherence healing. If you can have her join on a Zoom session, the remote coherence healing, that would be fantastic. See what
Okay.
effect it has, and I'll send you information about it.
I'll look forward to that.
Okay.
And just really eternally grateful to be here. Thank you, Poonam. Bless you.
Beautiful. Thank
Bless
you. Many blessings, Wyatt.
Thank you.
You're a good man. You have a
I
good heart,
appreciate that.
really beautiful heart, right? You
Beautiful
can
heart.
see that beautiful heart. So
Thank you.
with that, I want to wish all the moms happy Mother's Day. It's going to be Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yep.
Enjoy your time with your children. Happy Mother's Day to you, Francesca. Enjoy your time with Charlotte.
Thank you. Happy
And-
Mother's Day to you too, Poonam, and to everybody.
Thank you.
Happy
Much-
Mother's Day to all the moms.
Thank
Yes.
you. And much love to all. Many blessings. Have a good night. Good night. Bye.
All right.